Welcome Maurice, and welcome to another unboxing. Let's get into it. Here we go with the outer box, all black cardboard with a silver Seiko logo in the middle. Let's open her up. Okay, so we get, here's the inner box. So it is a Seiko 5. And we get booklets down in the bottom area here. Let's take a look. So here we have worldwide guarantee and instructions. There's a card there. Should be the manual. Yep. All pretty standard from Seiko. Now, the inner box. Let's take a look. 360. You get kind of this silver, grayish, kind of like camouflage pattern with a silver Seiko and Seiko 5 shield there. Nothing too fancy. Feels like cardboard. Open up. We get black inner. Here's the watch. I'll put the watch to the side for now. The pillow. Nothing too fancy. Let's give it a squish test. Nice and squishy, so it will accommodate pretty much every wrist size. Does feel like a synthetic material on the pillow. The rest of the box, Seiko logo, everything's cardboard, black inner with that grey silvery camouflage pattern on the outside. Alright, nice and simple, nothing too fancy. Let's put these to the side. And let's get to the watch. Here it is, guys. This is the Seiko SRPJ89, and I've just taken off the tag and all the protective covering. So here's the tag in case you're wondering. Silver tag with Seiko branding. It has the caliber 4R36. Now, with my lighting at the moment, the dial looks kind of black in some lighting and like a flat green, but in person this is actually very vibrant, and it has like a sunburst pattern similar to that of the Mark 20 in green. And there's a way for me to show off that dial a bit right here. So if you can see there, that green really pops out. And guys, trust me, in person the green is much more brilliant than it is showing up on video here. So when I do the review and when I take this into the sun and under different lightings, I will definitely show off that dial much better. But for now, for my unboxing and first impressions, this lighting will have to do. So I'll keep this extra light on just so that the green pops out for now. Now that green, it's really the main draw for me of this watch. Now, some of you may know I'm a big fan of the IWC pilot watches, specifically the Mark 20 range, and I've been contemplating getting the Mark 20 in green. Now when I saw Seiko came out with this, I really wanted it. There was a problem though. I live in Australia. I contacted Seiko and a bunch of other authorized dealers of Seiko, and they told me that this watch would not release in Australia. So I bit the bullet and I ordered it online from another country, Dubai. So, you know, yes, I paid a little bit more for it than I intended, but I really wanted it, so I got it. Now, one interesting thing I found about the dial is if you see closely there in that center portion, there's two sections of the dial. There's this slim silver ring there, and that really just makes it pop a little bit more. And it kind of ties in well with that polished bezel. So you'll see when I move it around, it does give it a bit more shimmer. Now the case, it has brushed on the top sides of the lugs, polished sides, of course a polished bezel, drilled lugs there, and a nice sized crown. Now guys, this is a 36mm watch, and I was surprised when Seiko released these because they don't really do smaller watches these days. You know, you can buy the SNKs, SNXSs for if you're interested in those smaller sizes, but if you want something more, you know, modern and new, this is a great option. And just take a look at the aesthetic. It really gives you, you know, that field watch, pilot watch vibe, and I really think they did a great job on this green. It really does scratch that Mark 20 green dial itch, and I've tried on the Mark 20. You know, I've contemplated getting one for so long. You know, every time I try it on, I just wish it was a little bit smaller. And this size here in 36, it really does suit my wrist much more because I do have a slimmer wrist at 6.5 inches. Now take a look at that side profile. You know, it does look a little, you know, hefty and thick compared to other watches in its size, but it's Seiko, what can you expect? Here we get a display case back, but it's really nothing to write home about. That movement, it is, you know, just your standard, usual movement from Seiko. Nothing special, but it is reliable. Now, I'll just turn off this extra light off for now. Now, this one comes on that leather strap there. As you can see, it's a calf leather strap, and it does have here 18mm lug width. So it can be a little difficult finding straps for this one. And, you know, I'm gonna go on a little mission to try and find a bracelet for this. So I want to try and put this on a bracelet. Now you can see without that extra light to show off the dial color, look how dark that looks. Now guys, trust me, it does not look like this in person. Okay, the green is very, very vibrant, but this is a good opportunity to really show off that inner ring. You can really see there how it shines and shimmers to match the bezel, and I actually really like that touch. It also sections the dial into that inner ring. It has your 12-hour scale for your normal time, and the outer ring you have your 5-minute intervals, which reminds me of my Air King. So that's just a little nod that, you know, I really like. We also get those circular loom plots and printed minute track there. Now this does have a Hardlex crystal. I would have liked to have a sapphire. I might try and find a sapphire crystal that fits this watch and mod it to have a sapphire, because guys, I really enjoy this watch. And you know, I've had Hardlex watches in the past and I have scratched Hardlex before, so I will try to find a sapphire for this. Now you can see if I angle it properly, in my current light setup, you do see that green shining through. Guys, I'm gonna say it again and again, it is very green in person. Don't be deceived by this. Okay, I'll just chuck on that other light again and you can see it coming through. And this here still doesn't really show the, you know, the punch of the green in person. It really looks absolutely amazing. All right, let's get it on the wrist. All right, so here it is on my 6.5 inch wrist. And guys, it looks like it's on really tight, but it's not. It's the strap is actually quite stiff out the box, so it does require some break-in time. Trust me, it is not on tight. It's just I need to break it in. Look how much gap I still have for it to, bend and flex. So when you do need to wear this for a bit if you want to break in that strap, but just slapping it on so you have a size reference. This is a 36mm watch and I have about a 6.5 inch wrist. And you can see I really like this size. Ever since I got the Tudor Prince, I've been addicted to 36mm watches and watches of that smaller scale because they do fit my wrist much better. So here it is. And I really like how, even though it's a small watch, it has so much dial that you really get that color through and that pop on the wrist. And the way that bezel reacts to light with that inner ring, that shiny inner ring, I just feel like it works extremely well. All right, taking a closer look at that strap, it is a calf leather strap, but you get this crocodile texture that's placed on the strap. So some might think it's crocodile when you're looking at the pictures, but guys, keep in mind this is a calf leather strap. It is also, again, 18mm. So if you're looking at trying to strap this up, you might find some difficulties. There aren't many options at 18mm, but I'm sure you'll be able to find something. The winding feels very nice. It is not a screw down crown, so we'll have to be wary if you're taking it into water. But Seiko rarely does screw down crowns anyway if it's not in their prospects line. Now the hands there, syringe style hands with a second hand that has that opposing lollipop. Nice and legible against that green dial. The printing is very crisp. Alignment is actually very good. And guys, I feel like this is a great everyday watch. I'll definitely be wearing this a lot. And once I get to spend more time with it, I'll do a review and I'll make sure to capture this in a whole bunch of light settings to really show off how that dial looks. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more watch content. I'll see you in the next one.